and welcome to the Adventurous Podcast. I'm your host, Deidre Perry. These are my co-hosts who don't have names yet. I'll be announcing a contest to fix that a little later on in our show. And I want to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by USDA, NRCS, NSDT, Earth Blend Coffee, and it shows right here on We Believe Digital. There's a lot that I have in store for you today, and if you don't mind, we'll jump right into it. Thank you for joining us on the Adventurous Podcast. Today, we're talking with Socrates Garrett, CEO of SGE, NSDT, and a few other companies. He's been working on a project out at Alcorn State's Hog Farm, and we'll let him introduce himself. How are you, Mr. G?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I am awesome today.
It's good to be here with you today.
I'm glad that you're here because you're going to explain some stuff to us about what's taking place out at Alcorn.
Well, we were very, very fortunate with New South Development and Training to receive a grant from USDA/NRCS to study bacillus and the growth of bacillus. Is demonstrating that if we can grow bacillus sufficiently enough in large enough quantities, that we're able to clear lagoons and to be able to return potable water back to beneficial use. And so that's what we're doing down at Alcorn State University.
Now, those were a lot of big words. It sounds very technical. In short terms, how does that benefit the farmer or the student or the average person who knows nothing about conservation?
Well, one of the challenges is to be able to find enough water, to be able to provide enough water for farmers to utilize on their crops and to fight nematodes and other bad actors that prohibit and limit the growth of plants. And one of the things that's beneficial to them is that we found that this bacillus will actually help keep moisture in the soil. It will ward off nematodes and other bad actors, and you will see a tremendous difference in the growth of your crop, your product. And it's not harmful in any way. It's not fertilizer.
Okay.
It's an organic nutrient. And so that we don't have to worry about runoffs into streams and things of that nature and the harmful things that are happening in our watershed.
So technically, farmers are going to really be excited about this because this is going to help them with their production.
Absolutely, absolutely. You will see a twofold growth in crop production.
Wow.
By just utilizing an organic nutrient. And we're growing that with bacillus because we take all of the waste from the animals. And the process is kind of complicated, but I'll do the best I can with it for your audience. We take the waste from the animals. The bad stuff. And we put it through our patented process where we, in fact, kill all bacteria that's in that waste. We absolutely destroy that, and we do that with heat.
Okay.
And so once all living organisms have been disposed of, then we cool it down and we introduce that waste into a separate environment, and we add in our culture of bacillus. Now, when the bacillus enters there, then it has nothing to compete with. And so they just grow and grow and grow and exponentially grow. And so then we capture that, and we keep repeating this process. We capture that colony and we introduce it back into the environment from where it came. And then it eats up all of the waste in that environment. So then we can close lagoons. Okay. And so when we are working with NRCS and USDA, we're demonstrating that we can grow bacillus in large enough quantities to introduce it back into a lagoon and clear all of the biosolids that's contained in the lagoon. And so we can close them, and we have a organic nutrient that benefits the farmers and helps increase crop growth. Wow. And eliminates the need from harmful fertilizers. And so that's our process.
That is a lot, but that is amazing.
Yeah,
we take
it truly is.
all of the bad stuff.
Right.
We turn it into good stuff. This is for my kitties. And then farmers are able to get a better crop yield. This is the total definition of conservation and recycling. So we're taking all of the bad stuff and making it reusable. How would a farmer get a hold of these nutrients that you're producing?
They would have to contact us.
Okay.
And we're in the process of getting all of our labels right and all of our products so that we can introduce it into the marketplace. It's not a commercial operation. We're on a research grant with NRCS. So at this point in time, we have not provided the product and made it available to farmers on a commercial market. We'll work very closely with Alcorn State University and NRCS. At some point in time, we hope to do that.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. When we say we have an 18-month 2-year process before we would maybe have a sample for farmers, or what are we looking
Well,
at?
we have samples now.
Okay,
we
great.
have product now. We're just not able to commercialize it.
Right.
You know, I can present it as a beneficial product to them in small quantities, and so we can do pilot programs and demonstrations, and we love to do that. But at some point in time, this is going to be a tremendous product that's going to be made available to our small farmers first.
Yes.
And so that they can experience the growth in the crop production, the reduction of the requirement for water, and the elimination of harmful fertilizers.
That is amazing. I know they are so excited. If you're a farmer and you're watching or you're listening and you'd like to maybe get some more information on this, you can contact Mr. Garrett. And how would you like for them to reach out to you, sir?
Well, give them my website, Deidre. The word that you coined now.
Agventerous.
Okay, it's a new word for me, but I love it.
Yes, I love it. Adventures in agriculture. Adventure.
Agventerous. And so they can go to our website.
www.agventurous.com. That's AGVENTUROUS.com. And also, if they want more information, because I've looked at New South Development site, and there's all kinds of information about what you were doing out the hog farm prior to this project, and that is www.newsouthdt.com. Make sure you reach out to Mr. Garrett. We'd love to have farmers sign up maybe to participate in some trials maybe later.
Great.
Yes.
Well, anytime you need me to come back and share, I'm here.
We will be bringing you
back. I'm very
back.
excited about this. I want to say thank you to Kurt Reedus,
Yes, thank you.
the State Director for NRCS, and the confidence that they have shown in our ability to demonstrate that we can grow bacillus.
Yes.
And let them do this work. I want to say thank you to Alcorn State University and the role that they played by allowing their students to participate, providing the lagoons for us to do the demonstration in. And we've installed significant equipment down at the hog farm, and everything is just working fine.
Well, we are so glad to have you. So glad for the update. We're going to have you back in a couple of weeks. We want to talk about the equipment that's out there and what's taking place down at the hog farm, and maybe get some video footage. And we thank you so much, Mr. Garrett, for joining us on Agventerous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jumping right in, we're going to take a quick look at the CARES Act and the $13 billion released. This is just a summary. On our podcast next week, we will be actually taking the CARES Act segment by segment and showing you how to apply for some of the funding. So an informal technical assistance will be provided. But today I just want to give you a brief summary about the $13 billion that was included. And the CARES Act, of course, covers quite a few areas. The $13 billion that covers agriculture is going out, and this is the summary that was given by Chief Economist John Newton. The recently passed COVID-19 stimulus package provides $13 billion, approximately 1.4% of the whole $900 billion package. The financial assistance is to help with livestock, poultry, dairy, non-specialty, and specialty crop producers as they continue to recover from COVID-19 disruptions. In addition to the direct support for agriculture, the bill includes other agriculture-related provisions, including improvements to and additional funding for the Paycheck Protection Program, an extension to livestock mandatory reporting, several other tax extender provisions, such as a $1.01 per gallon credit for production of second-generation biofuels, and 50 cents per gallon excise tax credit for alternative fuel and alternative fuel mixtures. There's also $7 billion to increase broadband access, and there's money going directly to fisheries. I think there's $300 million in fisheries disaster assistance. We will be going through each segment of what is in that $13 billion on next week. But we will take it segment by segment, one by one, with the technical assistance. So if you have an opinion about which segment you would like for us to cover, because maybe that's an area of interest to you, make sure that you go to www.agventurous.com, shoot us an email and say, hey, I'm a producer and I'd like for you to cover the technical assistance on crop producers. If you're someone in fisheries and you say, hey, we don't get enough help over here in Fishland, be sure to reach out to us and we will go over how you can apply for the monies for fisheries disaster assistance through the CARES Act. We want to make sure that all of our minority and our SDLR farmers are getting the assistance that they need. COVID-19 was brutal, and we know that everything comes from the land and that we depend on our farmers to keep us healthy and functioning. And so make sure that you tune in next week as we start going through each of those items and how you can apply to get the funding. Thank you for joining Adventurous. We hope you join us next week. We'll be going deeper into the CARES Act. We'll be talking about our co-hosts and their potential names. We'll be joining students who are making moves in conservation and more. We invite you to join us every Saturday from 10 to 10:30 on We Believe Digital, and you can get more information at our website at www.agventurous.com. I'm your host, Deidre Perry, and I invite you next week to take an adventure with me.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.